up, guys, and welcome back to Temple of Helios. Today we're going to be doing something different. Today on the show, we're going to be doing I'm going to be doing a new series that I like to call "Should I Watch This?" Since I have these lights, this camera, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to do something fun, something a little different than I usually do. So, what we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about the Resident Evil film franchise. Now, the Resident Evil film franchise is obviously based on the games Biohazard in Japan or in the States, Resident Evil, hence the name. Now, the series itself, I personally love, even though they're trash, but they're like glorious trash, in my opinion. Like, I'm not going to spoil much of anything. I'm going to go over kind of the whole broadness of if you should watch this or not, because I don't feel like spoiling these movies. I might do that on another video, but should you watch these 6 films? Yes. If you like campy, I don't even really consider it campy. If you like sci-fi, horror, zombies, even though they're really not zombies, just action, weird, just stuff you don't have to really think about. You can kind of just sit down and enjoy until it gets, well, of course, until it gets like maybe 4 or 5. It starts getting really interesting for me personally. The series is not like the games, really. The only ones that are kind of like the games are the first 2. Resident Evil 1 that came out in 2002 and Resident Evil 2 Apocalypse. Resident Evil Apocalypse that came out in 2004? 5? 7? 4. 2004. Those two are probably the best ones, while the worst one's number 3. Why? It doesn't make sense. I guess the only spoiler I'm going to talk about is the T-virus that turns people into these zombie-like creatures. It infects the world and makes the planet a desert. That doesn't make sense as far as the games are concerned. But once you get past that, because you can kind of skip 3, watch maybe the last like 30 minutes of 3, or kind of skim through it and you're fine. Because 3 is the worst one. But once you get past all that, then it's good. In films 4, 5, and 6, you hear more of the backstory on the Umbrella and more of the story on Alice. So, yeah. Now, my favorite parts is the very end, because the very end it gets very like, God, I don't want to talk about it. Ugh, I feel like I have to talk about it. But the ending is like so satisfying for me personally, that because I've been following through this film series with the character Alice for so long, that the ending was just satisfying. You know what? So do I think you should watch this series? Yes, definitely. Now we're going. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go into spoilers. So if you haven't seen any of the movies and you want to see them all, I would marathon through them. Marathon through the movies, period. End of story. Like, don't watch them all. Don't watch like 1 and 2 and then a week later 3 or 4. No, you got marathon through all of them, because otherwise the movies by themselves, unless you watch them as a continuous story, is very lackluster. They're not very good. But that's the percent of them. I love them for what they are. They're enjoyable, they're fun. I love Mila Jovovich. She is amazing, but that's about it. So, now let's get into the meat and potatoes of the Resident Evil franchise. The Resident Evil movies are about the T-virus infecting people, turning into zombies in Raccoon City in the first 2 films. In the third one, they try to contain the virus by blowing up Raccoon City, where its first 2 took place. It did not work. Virus spread across the world, caused like a drought, became like a desert, like Mad Max. It was weird, didn't make sense. T-virus shouldn't be able to do that, in my opinion. I think that was a little weird and stretched, but okay. So now we get into the fourth one. The fourth one, they find out that there's a possibility for a safe haven called Arcadia, which was a ship run by the Umbrella Corporation. Because the Umbrella Corporation wanted to take people and do experiments on them, because they're also trying to figure out how the virus reacted to the people and stuff. And Alice is a recurring character where the virus bonded with her perfectly, and they wanted to figure out why, so they made a bunch of clones with her in the third one, and trying to figure out why she bonded with the virus so well. So then you find Arcadia. It turns out it's Umbrella. They stop it. They basically take over the ship. They're thinking, yeah, this is great. We got the ship. Now we're goodbye, risk free. And then you see one of the characters from the second one, Jill, who's under control of Umbrella Corporation, who is tasked to go down there and kill everybody or take the hostages up, the people that they captured, or kill them on sight. So in the fourth one, they duke it out, and they get away, and then they have to break into this facility, and the story from there is just like, what you need to know is they go into the facility in Russia, that they show artificial simulations of how the virus reacts. They sell the virus to different countries when there were still countries, and at the very end, Wesker rescues them all, and they go to the White House, and they tease this humongous battle between the Red Queen and Wesker, Alice, and a bunch of other characters from the Resident Evil franchise. Like, they tease the hell out of it, and the last one you're expecting, hey, I want to see that battle in the White House. I want to see zombies and other monsters created by the T-virus. I want to see it all, right? But do we? Do we see that? No, we don't. No, it skips right over it. We don't. The viewers don't need to see that. Nah, of course not. That's my only complaint with the last one, is they did not show any of the fight scenes at all, and it still pisses me off. It aggravates me. Like, hello, hi, I wanted to see that. Wesker betrays you, cool, but can we see that? I want to see it. I want to see how Leon died, because Leon was in the fifth one, and we didn't get to see him in the sixth one because he was already dead, and Ada Wong dead, and a bunch of other people dead. But it's like, we don't get to see that. You're just like, oh, cool, they're gone. Goodbye, toodle fucking loo. Like, really? So, and my dog's barking. Great, amazing. Can you shush? Anyway, going back to the movie. Fucking dog. So yeah, Ada Wong, Leon, Kennedy, and a bunch of the other characters that we know and love from the games are in this movie, and they die off screen. We don't even see it. I wanted to see it, but everything else in the final act was great. Like, you get to see the backstory of Alice and the Red Queen and Wesker and the people who run the company, and this was nothing more than a reset button because they wanted to restart the world in their image or what they thought was right. So they decided to cause a whole apocalyptic holocaust, wipe out the population. And when everything is gone, they come back and they repopulate the world and do it the way they want to do it. Obviously, they didn't get to. Alice won, blew up everything, released this antivirus. The antivirus that got spread through the wind and killing off everything that got infected with the T-virus. And it ends with Alice driving off, be like, there's more work to be done with these monsters. I gotta go off and kill them all. She rides back on her motorcycle, and it ends the franchise. Now, they kind of left it open, I'm assuming, because they kind of like, hey, maybe we want to continue it, but obviously not. So, that's the series. If you're still interested, of course, what I said, it didn't make justice for it at all. So, go watch them, marathon through them, because you'll get the story a lot better than watching them separately. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Comment down below. Do you want to see more of this new series of Should I Watch This? And also, fun fact, with Resident Evil 2 that's been out, they're also going to be doing a Netflix series of Resident Evil done by the same guys who did the films. Now, I'm hoping they're not the same as the film series, that they go more close to the games, but we'll see. It's Netflix, so I'm hoping it's good, and it's not a pile of garbage, because I'm assuming Netflix doesn't want a pile of garbage on their service. They're going to be like, you need to get your shit together. So, that's Resident Evil. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all Wednesday for Comic Watch. Peace.